Hey team, I just wanted to make a quick follow-up video about being a cow, eating like a cow. I was eating 1% of my weight in grains and 1% of my weight in forage materials for about 5 days. And I originally I saw how much it was and I was like, I cannot do that because um, it ended up being, I weigh 100, about 170 pounds, and so it's 1 pound and 7 ounces of materials, and that doesn't sound like a lot. So just thinking that 1.7 pounds, that's nothing. I could definitely do that, right? But then you look at grains, um, and 1/3 cup is 1 ounce. 1 cup is 3 ounces. You can have there are 16 ounces in a pound, so that's about six cups of oatmeal per day, and that's kind of a lot, because normally you'd have maybe like 1 2 at breakfast, and so it'll be like two cups per meal per day, but then on top of 2 cups of oatmeal you'd have however much the same in the forage materials. So maybe like having 2 cups of oatmeal at every meal, plus another 2 cups of oatmeal per every meal in forage materials instead. So it was actually a lot. I found that it was easier. The first 2 days I did it, but I was like, oh wow. I made bread because I knew it was going to be heavier, and that way it would fill up the stomach a little bit more. So I made bread, had bread, and that actually worked out well. And tofu actually, I know I can eat like a whole brick of tofu in one sitting, but I'm really full after. Turns out you can have like two whole things of tofu a day, plus, and that would be like your grains. So at one point during the experiment, I think it was like day 3 or so, I still had I found that I wasn't bringing enough to lunch, because I do work during the day, so I pre-packed my lunches and I didn't give myself enough forage or grains for the lunches. So I had, like 1.5 cups, 2 cups of oatmeal at breakfast to try and get the grains in, and then at lunch I just packed myself, like nuts and dried fruit, and it just was not enough to make dinner an acceptable amount, because I came home one night and I needed to have 2 bricks of tofu for dinner, essentially, to get my grains in for the day, because I didn't have enough at lunch. And I was like, I cannot do this. I physically cannot do this. And so I ended up not quite, I think I was able to meet the requirements for like one of the categories, for sure, and then maybe like halfway through the other one. But for 2 of the days, I think I made it. It was easier when I was at home and I was just like kind of grazing throughout the day, because then it was like, oh, okay, no, I got this. This is good. And then the, and then the other days I was not at home, I was not grazing, I was busy, and I came home and I just could not fit the rest in for the rest of the day. So I ended up calling it on 2 of the days. So 2 days we got it, 2 days we didn't. And then I believe the last day was Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was actually an okay day. I had a decent amount of oatmeal in the morning. We were having a 12:30 lunch, and I actually played a little more conservatively at this Thanksgiving. Normally I would have just completely gorged on the stuffing, though. That's my absolute favorite. And I feel like I played it conservative. So technically, the meal only came to about half the day's food. So one meal was like 23. I think it came to about 26 ounces. So it was, the forage plus a little bit of the grains, the entirety of the forage plus some of the grains for the day. It came to about 26 ounces for Thanksgiving lunch. Could have gone with more stuffing for sure. Bypassed the pie, which also would have added more to it. So I do think that is kind of a sliding scale on whether or not being a cow is possible as a human. If you're at home and you're grazing and you're trying for it, it was okay to get the 1% of your body weight. But otherwise, if you're busy, if you're living an active lifestyle, I don't know that would happen. And I also um, think obviously holidays make it a lot easier to hit the ounces. So, um, woohoo! Lived like a cow for 5 days there, and it is what it is. I don't think I will do that again. Maybe it was a lot of food, and I don't need that much all the time. So, I think I'm gonna go back to like every other day. Or something, just like a cleanse or something, light eating, light fare. I liked my just nuts and berries at lunch and not like stuffing them in. I used to have just a small handful to get through the mid part of the day. And I liked that. That was simple, it was elegant, and I had other stuff to do. So we're gonna go back to that, I think. I think we're okay. We'll try to keep nutrition in mind. But it was fun. It went along with the research that I was doing. So yay. Awesome. Thank you. Have a great day.